Good morning YouTube, Mr. Mo Stick Survival here. This review is basically a follow on from the last one in which I spoke about the Rat 3 wallet. I've tried to make a small EDC survival kit out of it and I didn't have much success. So what I've done is that kind of got me thinking about how I was going to approach the subject, and I thought that the best pouch I could do that in would be the Maxpedition mini organiser, which really is not that much bigger than the Rat 3 wallet. So I'll move this out of the way just now and then we'll concentrate on this. Before I jump in and do this review, I've actually got some good news and bad news for those of you who watch my videos all the time. The good news is that I've found a local couple called Stuart and Claire who own a shop in Dundee called World of Survival, and I'm going to post a link up there to their website, and I would be appreciated if you could go and have a look at his kit because it's absolutely fantastic. It's really good prices and it's all sorts of survival and bushcraft kit that you would be interested in. And I'm going to throw my support behind Stuart and Claire because one, it's a local business, and two, I've spoken to the man and he's very passionate about the outdoors. He's got a lot of good ideas about stuff that he wants to bring you. So I'm really looking forward to working with him, and hopefully together we can bring you a whole load of stuff and reviews and bits and bobs. However, on to the bad news, that's not going to happen for probably about 8 weeks now. If I take my camera, I was away this weekend and I've kind of been rather silly, and I ended up, we were doing a fun day at work and I ended up on a bungee run. My feet came away from me, I tore my calf muscle and then developed a blood clot in my leg, to which I had to go to hospital for some emergency surgery. So that's going to stop me from doing the things I want for at least 8 weeks. So I'm afraid it's tabletop reviews for the next 8 weeks. Anyway, let's jump on in and have a little look at this Maxpedition mini organiser. Again, I'm not going to go through all the sort of bits and pieces about it being 1000 denier, ballistic nylon, etc. because most people who will be watching this review already know about the quality and excellence that Maxpedition provide in all their products. So what I'll do is I simply wanted to bring this to you to show you that it is possible with a pocket pouch to have quite a comprehensive survival kit and bring you the things that you would need in a survival situation. Survival situation, we basically need the four main things would be shelter, water, fire and food. Not necessarily in that order, but they are the sort of four main priorities. So if we open this up, you can see yourself, I've literally got this jam-packed full of all different bits and pieces. So where do we start with this? Well, one of the initial ones that we would want to do is to have a fire. We need to have a fire to boil water, to cook animals, etc. So fire's quite high up there. And for this I have a Swedish fire steel. I find these to be excellent. They've never let me down. It's basically a ferrocerium rod and thousands and thousands of sparks and thousands and thousands of tries off one of these. So this is my preferred choice for something like this. Again, we're looking at that, so we've covered the fire. I've got some tinder in there as well to initially get the fire going, but once we've got the fire going then we can start drying out natural tinder to aid in fire lighting further down the line. So next up we would be looking at water, perhaps the top priority. And for those who've watched my videos before, you'll know that I carry this Premac water filter, and I guess it's good for about 50, possibly 60 litres of water. It'll simply stop working once it's clogged up. So I always carry that. It is iodine based, again that comes with some medical risks, so have a look into this filter before you decide whether or not it's for you. And along with that we've got a filter, so that will provide us with clean drinking water, and with that I use that in connection with this. So I'll take that out. and this is a Platypus half a litre bag. I can blow that up, and basically I can fill that up with water, and that serves my clean water needs. I'll always be able to keep myself hydrated. You're always going to find some water somewhere. There is clues in nature. Perhaps for those of you who are into foraging, etc., you'll know that Ranunculus repens, which is the creeping buttercup, that never grows too far away from the water table. So if you can see that plant, you're going to find water, no problem. It's always there somewhere, except from extreme conditions, when then basically you're going to have to do the best you can do. But normally water's always present somewhere. So between those two items, I'm always going to be able to find fresh water and have the means to purify it. Next up, I have a little bit of snare wire. I mean, to be honest, the chances of catching a rabbit with that amount of snare wire is probably pretty slim. But wire has some other uses as well. You could use it for a bail for hanging something. Should you find a tin can or something, you could always fashion something and hang it up over a stick. There is other uses. Snares would be good if you can positively identify a rabbit run and sort of observe them for a few days. You might be able to put in a few sort of snares, but you know, you've got to, it's better than nothing, put it that way, so that's why that's in there. Next up in here, I have a folding knife. Now this folding knife is the Normark Super Swede, and I absolutely love this knife. Once that locks, it locks properly. It's a Scandi grind, so it's very easy to sharpen, and this knife is not going to let you down in any way, shape or form. This knife is capable of providing everything you would need to build a shelter for yourself, which is obviously one of the fours. So having a really good knife at hand is always advisable. With a pouch this size, it's going to have to be a folding knife, and this is the folding knife that I would recommend if you can find, if you are lucky enough to find them. They are now made by EKA, I believe, and I think it's called the Swede 80 or something, which is the replacement model of this. But this is one of the original Super Swedes, and this is probably one of the only folding knives I have that I would genuinely be absolutely gutted if I lost this knife. Any of the other ones could be replaced, but this one is by far my favourite. It's nice and comfortable in the hand, it's a good grip, and it's an extremely capable knife, so that's why that's in there. The other knife I carry is on this side, which is just a little neck knife, and it's on a lanyard and can go around your neck. This is the Colt Mini, and I actually really like this because it's capable of skinning small animals, squirrels, rabbits, fish, etc. But it's very easy to sharpen as well because it's in fact a chisel ground. So it's a capable knife. Have that around my neck just for lots of little campfire tasks. Preparing different bits and pieces, so that's why in there. It takes up no weight. Once you're in that situation, you can simply put it around your neck and basically forget about it, so that's why that's in there as well. It's a great little neck knife, and I also want to put that in there because that's roughly the average size of a small neck knife, and I just wanted to show you that it does indeed fit inside this Maxpedition mini organiser. Next I have here is the Preon 2 from 47s. I'm sure most of you don't need any introduction into this. This is a well capable torch, 160 lumens, has all different modes. It has a low, a medium, a high, a strobe, a beacon high and a beacon low. So this is an excellent torch where you can simply put it on beacon low. I'm sure it's about 40 hours and hopefully you get yourself rescued, because remember, in a situation like this, rescue has got to be your priority. This kind of kit can never see you through long term. This is only, I would say this kit's probably 72 hours, and then you really want to be rescued.